Hi guys, this is Priven with another Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report between the High Elves versus the Skaven. This is a campaign at my shop that we've been working on, Blood in the Badlands campaign. It's a little campaign book that Games Workshop came out with a couple years back. We got 6 people playing it. I'm the only High Elf player. My opponent's the only Skaven player. We got a Dwarf, Empire, Vampire Count, and Warriors of Chaos. So it's been, I think we're getting ready to finish the second season. We've been playing it since February, and we're expected to finish it sometime this July. So anyway, High Elves versus Skaven. A little thing about the campaign is that the generals, all three, we basically have 3 armies. We're using Mighty Empires, which are the tiles that Games Workshop came out with for campaigns and stuff. They're pretty cool. You know, you can have like mines, forests, rivers, fortifications. So it really kind of gives another whole aspect to the game. But pretty much my list and my opponent's list are kind of fluffy. One general can't have the same item. So, like for example, my general here, that's an Archmage that I'm about to talk about, he does not have the Book of Hoeth. Which really sucks, but we're trying to play more fluff and not so much tournament kind of play, and kind of basically make a list or do something that you really don't get to see very often. So, also, it's supposed to be 2,500 points, but both our mines generated enough gold where we could add an extra 400 or 500 points. So it's really like about a 3,000 point game. So this is going to definitely be a long battle report. A lot happened, and a lot of killing. Alright, so High Elf Force number 1. Scenario was Watchtower. I hate the Watchtower, but that's basically what we're playing with. And I have 20 archers, no command, just 20 archers, just using some of my points. I was kind of somewhat restricted, simply because I don't own too many kind of High Elves, different variety. We got the Spearmen in the back there, Standard of Discipline. There are 46 of them, quite a lot. And then a Lion Chariot that I just recently put together. This will be one of the very first times I've actually ever used it. So I'm eager to see how it plays out. Continuing on, those silver helms, ignore the 2 little Reaver proxies in the back. Once again, my opponent didn't mind me proxying, but those silver helms and those 2 Reavers are proxied as Dragon Princes with the Flaming Banner. I knew fighting Skaven, I was going to go up against Hell Pits, and, tried to get through their region, definitely needed some fire. The Gray Phoenix in the back is also a Fire Phoenix, and the blue one right there on the right is a Frost Heart, so I'm running 2 Phoenixes here. And the Sword Masters in the back are being proxied as White Lions, so this was my White Lion kind of themed army in the campaign. I know that White Lions were a lot better in the previous edition because we could re-roll our misses, but they call them the can openers for a reason at tournaments, so I was definitely eager to see how they were going to do. And they're also stubborn, so, they're pretty much going to fight to the last man. Of course, 2 groups of Reavers, full command, spears, bows, both my bolt throwers. Don't know what that one archer there is doing. I think he's trying to get in with the bolt throwers, but he does not. I've got my BSB. He's pretty much kitted out with the Shield of Merowyn. He's got the Reaver bow. He's got the Golden Crown, pretty much kitted like my previous BSB. The Hideous Mage to the left is my level 2 Life Mage, and my other mage is a level 4, my general. His name is Kal-El, definitely a fan of Superman, and we had to name our generals, so kind of sounds elvish, even though it's Kryptonian. He's level 4, and he's not on the screen, though. Alright, the Skaven. The Skaven force. He didn't end up using all of this. Basically, unfortunately he didn't deploy out neatly like I did. So I'm going to try to go from memory of what he did use, and as we see it, as the battle report progresses, I'll point it out. He definitely used both those Hell Pits. He used the Furnace, as you can see right there, with the Plague Monks. I think he had maybe 30 to 40 Plague Monks. He used the Screaming Bell. A lot of clan rats with the Screaming Bell. He had a Plague Priest with the Furnace. used the lightning cannon, and he used 3 big blocks of slaves. I think 50 units per block. I think overall he had about 250 models on the table when it was all done. And he used 2 doom wheels. There's another shot of the furnace. I think it's really well painted. My opponent's he's definitely a veteran Warhammer player. He's been playing since the 80s when the game first came out. He has multiple armies, and basically in this campaign he wanted to bring out his Skaven. This is my second time actually fighting Skaven. I fought him once before when he tried to invade me about a week or 2 ago, and I beat him. I lost my general, though. He died, but I actually beat that army back. I didn't get to kill it, though, and this is the same army coming at me again, trying to re-invade me. Pretty much, the Empire player in our campaign is organizing all the players to attack me because I have the most tiles and I have the most mines, which mines generate relics in the campaign, and that's basically what you need to win. Whoever has the most relics at the end of the campaign wins. So pretty much everyone's invading the High Elves. So, as I said before, we have the watchtower, we have the fence right there, house, forest, hill, another forest, and Temple of Skulls. None of us went really near it or used it, so we just kind of served as a piece of terrain. Another view of the battlefield. At this point, I won the roll-off for the watchtower, and so obviously I put my archers in it. Wasn't allowed to place anything else. It has to be up to 20 units at the start of the game. So I couldn't place my spears in there. So basically my archers went in there. I was like, they got 30 inches. I can maybe start shooting at some stuff. I'll be steadfast in the building. Hopefully I can hold. But, Skaven are one of the only factions in Fantasy that can actually destroy a building. And he actually got the spell to destroy a building. So I kind of just wanted to stick kind of a unit in there that I didn't really care about. So here is the deployment. Basically I have the Reavers on the right. Basically kind of in a flanking position, kind of hiding behind the hill. Got my spears, they're up and ready at the center. High Elf magic, I got Fiery Convocation, which basically does strength 4 hits to the entire unit, and it remains in play. I had Apotheosis, which can heal me, or for D3 wounds. It also gives the unit, or whatever it heals, the Fear special rule. I got Arcane Unforging, which allows me to destroy magical items, and then I got, I think Soul Quench was my other spell. And for my level 2 High Elf Mage, he's with the White Lions, and basically he had Earthblood and Flesh to Stone, which gives +2 toughness, and I put him in there because, kind of want the White Lions to get tough and maybe have a regen save. Frost Heart's right there. Kind of guarding the flank. As you can see, my archers are in that watchtower. Yeah, I really kind of feel sorry for them. Just looking at all those rats. My bolt throwers are in the back. I put them back there instead of behind the fence because I kind of wanted to be able to fire in both directions on either side of the tower. Unfortunately, the tower was obscuring the view of the hell pits. Like I said, my opponent's really well experienced. He knows what he's doing, whereas I do not so much. On the left flank is my fire phoenix. Behind it, the dragon princes. So it's basically planning to kind of go around and go after the hell pits with my fire stuff. Reavers, and then lion chariots behind the Reavers. And here's another view right there. He had both doom wheels on both flanks, and then he had his lightning cannon up on the hill. And slaves, I wasn't too much worried about. I was really worried about getting bogged down, but, I mean, they have no armor. Their toughness 3, weapon skill 3, strength 3, pretty low leadership, if you can get through all their numbers. And then another view. Kind of went a little picture crazy, so I do apologize. But couple of y'all have expressed that y'all like my battle reports long, and you like seeing these multiple shots of the battlefield. Yep, I'm gonna start shooting. All right. So, movement, he went first since I got the tower. Basically, his hell pits immediately charged up to the tower. They can't go inside the tower, but they can attack. I was a bit nervous. I knew he was going to kill a lot of archers. And since it wasn't a charge, it was a compulsory move, which basically happens before charges. Basically, like the Doom Wheels, the Hell Pits, and other things. It just, you roll how many dice. Like, I think they rolled 3d6, and that's how much they move. And since it wasn't a charge, I was informed by him they did not get a stand and shoot, which, seemed reasonable to me. It technically wasn't a charge, but kind of wish I did. But anyway, so they ran right up there, and, me being on leadership 8, I kind of felt that, that nothing bad was going to happen. And then he just kind of moved everything else up. Yes, there come the Hell Pits. One is fully painted, it looks disgusting, and the other one is not painted, but yeah, he did a great job on, and on his entire army. It really put my army to shame. Love the Screaming Bell. His general's on top of the bell right there. I believe that's the Grayseer, his wizard. Alright, he's also moving on the other side. His Doom Wheel, if I recall, it's going to go around the tree, and I think it's going to start zapping things. It shoots lightning, just like the lightning cannon. Those things were just such a pain to deal with. Skaven, they're very random. They're a lot like orcs in 40k and orcs in fantasy. They can kill themselves, and I was really, really hoping that he'd kind of do some of the work for me. So in his magic phase, I'll just go and say that magic for him, he didn't really get too many spells off, but then again, he didn't generate too many dice either. The magic phase for both of us, except for one phase, or one turn for me, really not much happened. But he got lightning off, and he was able to do a wound on my frost turret. His Doom Wheel failed his leadership test, and basically it has to shoot the closest unit, friend or foe, but it only killed one slave, so pretty much, nothing of value was lost. His lightning cannon at the top of turn 1 fired into the frost heart. I failed my ward save. It was a 5-up because I don't know why that 5's doing there. I failed it. I think I flipped it over out of anger and frustration to show what I needed. And it was strength 6 was the explosion, and I think he got like 5 or 6 on the dice and did that many wounds, and basically killed it outright on top of turn 1. Needless to say, this really really discouraged me. It was definitely a bad omen. And there's the lightning cannon that did it. Also very well painted. So another bad thing, just top of turn 1 was not in my favor. I lost like 3 or 4 archers, and this was my mistake in deployment. I piled my spearmen and my white lines up on the right to go after his plague monks and those 2 big blocks of slaves right there, and so I was just shy of the general's bubble, and as well as my BSB. And I rolled 9. So basically, the archers ran out of the building on the other side, and now I'm no longer in control of the tower. Yeah. Oh, this is what it's looking like at the end of turn 1. Frost Heart's gone. My archers are out of the tower. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. I'm definitely going to lose at this point. I mean, I'm still obviously I still have a lot left on the field, and I haven't even had my turn yet, but just a lot happened in turn 1 that just really started turning everything against me. It's just really hard to deal with Skaven, especially with the watchtower scenario, because if he gets a slave unit inside the tower, I'm never going to get it out again. It's almost like fighting vampire counts. They get a big blob of zombies in the tower. You're never going to get rid of them. So that's definitely, in my opinion, the scenario was stacked in his favor, but that's how it goes. So my white lions charged. I needed an 8. I was charging into some slaves. Basically, they had the Wailing banner. Like I said, I couldn't give them the banner of the World Dragon because another one of my armies had it. So basically, I wanted to give them terror. Basically, I thought that'd be kind of cool. The white lions running at you, and you have to take a panic chest. And basically, the slaves passed, and so I tried to charge at them. Needed an 8, and I failed. Basically, I just moved everything else up. Kind of kept the Reavers a little back, moved my Spearmen up to kind of move them up just enough so that big horde of Plague Monks with the furnace couldn't flank the White Lions. I apologize, they are White Lions, they're not Sword Masters, so if I say Sword Masters, just ignore me, they're White Lions. Here, I basically kind of moved everything up a little bit. My process of thinking is that I think the Dragon Princes could have charged, but it would have been stupid because, the Hell Pit's right there. Would have got my flank. So basically I just kind of inched up a little bit. And basically I was hoping that, he was going to do the same, or he would try to charge, and he'd end up failing his charge, and then I could counter-charge on my turn 2. So I do Fiery Convocation on the Plague Priest unit with the Furnace. Basically, I kill. I got a miscast. I did that many wounds. I killed 17 Plague Monks just outright. And this was probably, and I can't believe I'm telling you guys this because it makes me look like such a noob. That spell was supposed to remain in play between kind of taking pictures and just getting real excited. I forgot to leave the card on the tray, and basically, of course, he didn't remind me. Like I said, we're playing our campaign, so he obviously is not going to exploit my mistake, and I don't think he knew either. But yeah, that spell should have stayed in play. But he probably just would have dispelled it anyway. But hell, and then he wouldn't have been able to use the spell in his next magic phase. So yeah, right here. Turn 1, biggest mistake. Total noob mistake, no excuse. But anyway, I killed 17 Plague Monks. Basically, my miscast was a 7, so all the spears and base contact with my mage, but not the mage himself, take a strength 10 hit. Got Snake Eyes and a 3, so 2 spearmen were fine, and I only lost 1. I will gladly trade 1 spear for 17 rats, especially that they're Plague Monks. Shooting, I tried to shoot as lightning cannon, just in revenge. They missed. Was not happy with my bolt throwers. It seems like ever since I finished painting them, they've been on strike. I used to hold that over their head, that if they shot well, I would paint them. Right there, I'm trying to remember what that was. Oh yes, I shot at some slaves and basically killed 2 of them with the reavers. Nothing significant. And this is what it's looking like at the end of turn 1. Just kind of holding back on that flank. My archers reformed. Preparing to go back in the building. Yeah, still missing my Frost Heart. And over here, unfortunately, the Fiery Convocation card's not on that unit. I'm so mad at myself. Definitely, it's about to get real bloody. Those Plague Monks. They're really nasty in close combat. So this was very shocking to me. The Hell Pit, had a compulsory movement, but I pre-measured it when I moved up, and I was like, wow, he would have to get like 2 6s and like a 5 or something ridiculous to reach my Dragon Princes. They're perfectly safe. He's not going to get that. Yeah, well, he got it. He got 2 6s and a 5, and he came right into the Dragon Princes, and I was just like, oh wow, this entire game is not going my way. This is ridiculous. But they have the Flaming Banner, so he's not going to get a regen, but I'm not strength 6 on the charge, so it's just, I'm already just not liking how everything's going. He even makes another long charge with the Plague Monks unit. I feel pretty confident. That Furnace is so nasty, it makes the unit unbreakable. Or either the Plague Monks are already unbreakable, but it has impact hits. The heat from it actually kills stuff as well. The Plague Priest on top of the Furnace, it's toughness 5, strength 5. It's just nasty. Even though I killed 17 of those rats in it, it's still going to be very difficult for me to deal with. And my White Lions can't. As you can see, they can't get in the flank, and even if they could, I would literally expose them to 100 slaves. So the spears are on their own at this point. His wheels, his stupid Doom Wheel misfired, and basically it kind of spun out of control in a random direction and kind of went up this hill. And thank the Lord. It went out of control and it just sat up there on the hill, so he kind of took it off the base. Didn't do anything. I was grateful for that. The other wheel, however, zapped 2 Reavers. Could have been a lot worse. Could have killed the whole unit, or definitely a lot more. So you know, he was shooting at that instead, but he had to because they were the closest. Haha. Oh, this is when I started feeling good. Basically, he only killed. The Hell Pit has to roll a d6, and its attacks are random every time. It sometimes does really crazy things, sometimes it does stupid things. I don't know what he rolled. Like I said, this is my second time only playing Skaven, but it was not really good, and he only killed one Dragon Prince. I had it. Basically, I went up to a 4-up armor save because of its strength, past the saves, and he only killed one. I think I did a wound or two to it because Flaming Banner, and I had a banner, and so basically he failed his leadership test, ran away, and I rode down the Hell Pit, and this was on his turn. He was not happy about it at all, but I thought it was sweet revenge after what he did to my Frostheart. Yeah, so basically, this is what's going on with the Plague Monks unit in the Furnace. That's from impact hits. That's also from the Furnace steam, like the heat that it gives off. Yeah, it's just literally wiping out my Spearmen. But, I have 46 of them, so I'm going to be steadfast. So basically, this is how it's looking at the end of turn 2. Killed a few more Plague Monks, but not really that much. But look, the back tile of my Spearman unit is completely gone at this point. Yeah. I mean, they definitely would have been toast if I did not do that Fiery Convocation. And I really wish I left them on there. So here's the other side. End of Skaven, turn 2. Dragon Princes, definitely, aiming to charge them into those slaves. At the time, it looked like a good idea, but as you can see, the Hell Pit's back there by the tower. My archers, preparing to, go back in. Oh yes, also, he moved a unit of slaves in the tower. You see him back there in the back, top right corner. Those are in the tower. So he basically holds the tower right now. And basically, at the end of this game, who holds the tower wins. So basically, send in the Reavers for support. They're strength 4 on the charge. Going to have some horses. I'll get also the charge bonus. This was when I was kindly informed that this unit is unbreakable. Not sure I would have done that. I really kind of sent the Reavers in there to get more combat resolution, but since he told me I didn't know they were unbreakable. So yeah. But, basically kind of got to kill him somehow. So, and that dice on the back of the spears is basically, every time I get a high elf magic spell off, the lore attribute basically generates a ward save to a unit that doesn't have any. So that the spears have a 6-up ward save for the turn. So I move my archers into the tower to fight some slaves, and my dragon princes charge the other slaves. That's a lot of strength 6 attacks. Granted, he's going to still be steadfast, but, Skaven leadership, his general's right behind the tower in the Screaming Bell unit, so he was probably going to pass it, but you never know. It's a dice game. I was hoping that he would fail it, and, I had to do something with them. Because he was going to charge me if I didn't charge him, I was too close. I think I was auto in. I didn't even have to roll for the charge. I was just in. So he was definitely going to charge me with a slave, so I'd rather be strength 6 than strength 3, so... Unleash the Lions. Yes, my Lion Chariot finally got in. Reavers went with it. Kind of did a multi-charge on the other slave unit. My impact hits were horrible, though. I rolled a 1, so I think I only killed 1 slave with an impact hit. I was very, very annoyed because I've been playing Warriors of Chaos a lot before, and their impact hits are just ridiculous. So I was definitely hoping that I would have good impact hits. Didn't turn out that way. My Dragon Princes, they killed a lot. I think I got like 10 or 12 slaves right there. He would still be steadfast, and he had the BSB right there. But, like I said, he would have charged me. He killed 2 of my Dragon Princes, which you might think, oh wow, you killed like 12 or 15 of his. No, they're slaves. This should not have happened. I think he had like 5 or 8 attacks. He got like 3 or 4 wounds through. I'm on a 2-up armor save, and I get snake eyes. When I'm doing my armor rolls, so 2 died. My archers, even though they won the combat, and I'm gonna kind of rant about this. I want your guys' opinions and thoughts. I personally think the combat for buildings inside a building in this edition is stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. I won the combat, but as it states in the rulebook, basically you are steadfast. Basically, if you lose, so if you're holding the building, you're steadfast. So basically, he's off leadership 8, or the general's right outside on the other side of the tower. He has the BSB there. He's going to pass it. But if you pass it, then the force that attacks is pushed out. So basically, I charge on my turn, and then basically I win the combat. He passes his leadership. Yet I have to get pushed out of the building, and I have to get pushed out 1 inch, and then it's going to be his turn, and he could shoot at them, or countercharge them, or do whatever he wants. I mean, I honestly think that, basically, the unit should be allowed to stay in the building and keep fighting the rats. Just like in a normal combat. I don't know why you get pushed out. It makes no sense to me, and I really hope they change it with the next edition, and that's one reason why I just hate Watchtower. It's just stupid. Makes no sense. So the White Lions are chopping down some slaves right there. Yeah, I definitely felt confident about that combat. They were gonna kill them all. It was just gonna be a while. That's why I don't like slaves. It's gonna bog me down. Yes, all the plague monks are wiped out. Pretty much, he's just got the furnace, and he's got the little plague priest up top. So I was like, okay, good. This is going good. We're gonna eliminate this. We're gonna reform. Go deal with that other hell pit. Go try to get to the tower. I was feeling pretty confident. He puts all his attacks on my Archmage. I have the Endurance of Preservation. It's a talisman. It's a 5-up ward save, and I passed all 3. 2 6s and a 5. Like I said, I couldn't have the Talisman of Preservation because that's a 4-up ward save, and my other general in my other army has that. So, remember, these are all fluff list. But, he passed all 3 saves. This is how it's looking at the end of turn 2. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get rid of that furnace. Hopefully, the White Lions are going to be a bit, but, they can definitely handle... that combat. They even had Earthblood on them. That's what that card's there behind them. So they had a 5-up regen already. So the right flank I felt really good about. The left was making me a bit worried, though. Archers pushed out. Dragon Princes still fighting. And that might have been a mistake. Please comment and let me know if you thought it was stupid for me to charge the Reavers and the Lion Chariot. It causes fear. 2 Charioteers and Lions get to attack, but I mean, I had to do something with it. So if y'all know of a better way to use it, let me know. I probably should have used 2 Chariots, but I only own 1. So yeah, but just kind of felt like they should have killed more. This is what the battlefield's looking like. He's got that Doom Wheel up on the hill. Hell Pit's hiding back there. My Fire Phoenix is in a position to hit the flank of the furnace, just in case. I've fought that thing before, and it's so hard to kill. So, that's what that Fire Phoenix is doing. Archers pushed out, and Dragon Princes, Lion Chariot, and Reavers are, holding up all those slaves over there. Yep, another view of it. So basically, he sends the Doom Wheel charging into the Reavers, crashing in. I figured, those Reavers are going to die because it gets impact hits like a chariot. It even has this little grind thing that it can do, and, the crew can attack. I mean, I think he set the wheel, it's like 150-something points or 100-something points. For what it can do, it's amazing. It's probably one of the best Skaven things in the game that I've seen. Yep, this is what I was afraid of. His Hell Pit coming into the flank of the Dragon Princes. You might say, man, that was stupid, Priven. Why did you charge the Dragon Princes into those slaves? You know you couldn't have broke them the first turn. Yeah, yeah. I mean, now looking at it, it probably was a mistake for me to do this. But at the same time, when this happened, I was like, okay, I'm going to put all my attacks on the slaves, and they're going to be steadfast, but the help hit won't. So if I can kill a lot of slaves, maybe I can get the help hit on like Insane Courage or something, and then it will run away. That was what I was thinking. So I wasn't too worried about it. His lightning cannon misfired. He was trying to shoot at my Fire Phoenix. Thank God. The other Doom Wheel on the left side of the table got a misfire when it tried to shoot, and it spun out of control and went off the board, and then came back on. And the other Doom Wheel also had a misfire. Felt like I was playing an Orc player. It's amazing that Skaven can shoot into close combat. And so basically he tried to shoot at the Reavers. He got a misfire, and I think it didn't do anything. I think it just fizzled out or something like that. I can't remember the description that he read. But, I had 3 Skaven machines misfire. I was not going to complain. Reaver's gone, so it's just the Lion Chariot left. I was like, yep, let's see how good this thing is in close combat. The Lion seems pretty good. They're Strength 5. I think they get 2 attacks each. And the Charioteers are, Strength 6, but they only get 1 attack. Yes, the help hit. Killed 3 Dragon Princes. I think I killed enough slaves, though, to basically hold. The White Lions still going to town on the slaves, killing a lot, but then again, they're slaves. So I'm starting to slowly realize this, that Skaven player doesn't give a crap, how many slaves I kill. And he's literally tying down that whole unit. Eventually kill it, though. They do fail their leadership test. And basically when slaves die, basically they don't run away. They just kind of like disperse, and they can do damage to you. It's kind of nasty. Anyway, I still have a good, looks like I got 5, 10, 15, 20... 24-ish White Lions left. And this here was probably also a mistake, but let me explain my process of thinking. I was told by my opponent after the game that I should have reformed and went into the Watchtower with them. Okay? Problem with that is that you can only send 10 guys in a combat in a building. Only 10. I choose 10, he chooses 10. So it would have been 10 White Lions versus 10 slaves. They have 1 attack each. My archers also have 1 attack each. So, granted, they're strength 6, so I would have killed more, but he still would have been on steadfast leadership from the general and from that BSB. And that's what was going on with the archers. So I was like, you know what? I want to get rid of that BSB and that general leadership bubble. And so I reformed for a flank charge. At the time, it seemed like a great idea, and I mean, right in the flank, just carve right through it. Over here, the furnace fight is still going on. I attack the furnace with everything I have with the spears. Put 5 wounds on it. It has 6, so nearly killing it. Yet the furnace, the fumes from the furnace, the plague priest, and the wheel with the grinding. Just continues to whittle down my spearman unit. He attacks my mage, and he puts 2 wounds on my general. I'm real nervous at this point. I really should have killed the damn thing by now, but, So this is what it's looking like at the end of turn 3. Got the spears. Just whittled down to almost nothing at this point. My Fire Phoenix is ready. See, I positioned him right. I'm glad I did, because he was going to be needed in the combat against the furnace. My White Lions are in a position to charge the flank of the bell. My archers, once again, were going to try to get in that tower and basically kick the slaves out. Yeah, over here, real worried about. I kind of felt like, I don't think that Lion Chariot's going to hold much longer. The Dragon Princes, they got one more opportunity to do enough wounds to the slaves, and maybe the Hell Pit can, roll on its stupid chart and not get something effective and fluff its attacks, and maybe it will run away. But in all honesty, now really looking at it, I was not. It was probably a bad idea for me to charge the slaves, but they were going to charge me. So High Elf turn 4. The Fire Phoenix charges into the flank of the furnace. Definitely got to get some help to my general. Yes, my white lines make the charge into the flank of the bell. Like I said, this was probably a mistake on my part. I probably should have just gone in the tower with them. This is probably my third or fourth time playing Watchtower as well. I normally do pitch battles, but you know, it was just such a tempting target. All those clans rats, and that bell, and his general was there too. And at this point, I kind of felt like he's going to kill my general. Let me kill his general, and you know, like I said, this is a campaign, so that would have effect. You know, maybe he couldn't use them again and stuff. Archers go in, I'm running into the tower. Pretty sure I'm going to win that combat, but he's going to be steadfast on a BSB, you know, so he can reroll failed leadership. That's one reason why I wanted to get rid of the bell. Right here, I attempted Apotheosis. Basically, I'm sorry about the picture, it's kind of blurry. I rolled a 3 for my magic phase. Oh no, I think I got Snake Eyes, actually, for my magic phase. So he got 1 dice, and I got 2. So I used my 2 dice. Got the spell off, obviously. He couldn't stop me with 1 dice. So he used his Dispel Scroll. He scrolled it. And so my general was remaining on 1 wound. The clan rats put a lot of their attacks on my High Elf Mage. I'm not my High Elf Mage, my Life Mage. And basically he had 1 wound left. He killed 2 more White Lions. Yep. Hell Pit finished my Dragon Princes off. I kind of had a feeling where it was going to go next, and I think you guys do as well. Back here, my BSB was a coward. Basically, the Plague Priest basically issued a challenge, and here's why I refused. If I would have accepted this challenge, only one of my guys would have got to attack it. And basically, the Furnace is considered a mount for the Plague Priest. So I couldn't put all my attacks on it if it wasn't a challenge. Basically, everyone would just sit there and watch one guy fight his guy, and then the Doom Wheel could have just start grinding into my unit. So, you know, and my Fire Phoenix wouldn't have been able to attack either. So I was like, you know what? Nope, I'm not going to accept. So he chose my BSB, and my BSB had to go to the back. That was okay with me. That means my Fire Phoenix and all my Spearmen can attack the unit. So I got the Furnace. Right there, this is his proxy for the General. Oh, it's not his General, it's the Plague Priest. Yes, my High Lord Kal-El, my General, he finally fell. Won the combat, though, and I failed to catch that stupid Doom Wheel. Thing just really could haul, you know, just wheeled right out of there. I was pretty confident that I had a good chance with the Phoenix, because, you know, I'm flying, but, you know, I'm rolling 3 dice, he's rolling 3 dice, he just rolled a bit better. So, my Spearmen reform, and we are going towards the tower. This is the end of turn 4 right there, so basically, I'm really hoping, you know, I think the Doom Wheel leadership is 5 or 6, so I'm hoping it's going to run off the board. That will allow me to spin around the Fire Phoenix, and maybe I can turn it around and go after that Hell Pit. That was my thinking. That Lion Chariot is fully on its own. I know it has another Doom. He had another Doom Wheel on the other side of the table. So that table side was pretty much his. I was content with that. My White Lions were in combat with the General's unit, and I had my spears in the direction going to the tower. Yep, definitely his flank. So, I forgot to mention these at the start of the game. He had these, and I honestly forgot he had these. With his extra points, I think he got a unit of these. I think he said they were like 90 points for the whole unit. And, they have poison attacks. They can pop up. I'm I'm not honestly sure on their rules. Like I said, he's been playing a lot longer than I have, and he's a great guy. I trust him. Just comment if you think this was done right. I thought they were a little too close. I think they popped up and then he moved them. I think is what happened. Yeah, I don't think they started there. But anyway, so yeah, he's going to try to take out one of my bolt throwers with poison. Yep, the wheel rallied, and it turned around to face my my Fire Phoenix, and I was just like, this is not my day. This is really not my day. This is ridiculous. You know, he was outside the general's leadership. I think it was like leadership 5 or 6. You know, he had a pretty average shot to fail it, and he didn't. So not only can he shoot at me, but he can run right into me and grind. And the Fire Phoenix is a lot weaker. You know, it's toughness 5. It's not toughness 6 like the Frostheart. You know, it still has a ward save, but yeah, I did not want to see this happen. And those slaves right there on the right, those are in the watchtower, so they're not even on the board. He just put them there. Yep, hell pit. Went right into the archers, and, you know, flank charge. I was like, oh, well, I have my spears over there, so hopefully, you know, they can keep the hell pit tied up. And I lost a bolt thrower to poison, so he wounded me on 6s. Don't get armor. Gets right past my toughness 7 due to poison. And right there, you know, two strengths 10 hits. Just blew my Fire Phoenix apart. Just blew it apart. And it failed to come back. So, and the other Doom Wheel just was able to fire into the combat because Skaven can do that because they don't care. And he killed my Lion Chariot. So this is what pre-combat's looking like right before it's even about to start. You know, that was his shooting phase. You know, killed my Fire Phoenix. Basically killed my Lion Chariot. Hell Pit's about to start eating some archers. My White Lions, it's the only thing that really got going for me. At this point, I probably would have conceded the game if they weren't on the table. And I was really hoping that my Spearman could get to the tower. So, yes, this is making me feel a lot better. Just look how many rats died due to the White Lions. They're ridiculous. I've never really used White Lions very much, but I gotta tell you guys, I'm definitely starting to see why they call them can openers. I still love my Sword Masters, but I definitely got turned on to the White Lions. Yep. Elven Supremacy right there. All those dice are how many clan rats I killed, and he only killed 1 White Lion. So definitely won that combat. But those rats there, due to the bell, are unbreakable. So the furnace was unbreakable, and the bell is unbreakable. So it didn't matter how many I killed. I basically literally had to kill the unit to the last man. All my archers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 get literally slaughtered. I still got one more rank than he does, so we were steadfast. And there's some Elven Discipline right there. Pass our leadership, and we turn to face the Hell Pit. So I'm really, really hoping that I can just keep that Hell Pit tied up for one more round of combat. It's very unlikely, but, you know, you never know. I honestly expected for them to run and, you know, him to chase them down. But they held. This is how it's looking like at the end of turn 5. Going to try to send my Spearmen into the tower. The White Lions need to hurry up, kill his general, and archers, God bless them, they're on their own against that thing. The other side, oh looky there, there was no more elves on that other side of the flank. So, but remember, the goal is the watchtower. He who controls that wins. So, I try to charge the tower, since my archers were tying up the Hell Pits, and yeah, rolled a 3 on the charge. Not going near that Hell Pit. I guess my Spearmen saw that Hell Pit by the tower, and they're like, nope, we're not going near that, so we're just going to kind of shuffle forward a little bit. Granted, I probably would not have been able to probably get rid of the slaves inside that tower anyway, but, you know, it would have been nice if I could have got them there. My other second bolt thrower has some vengeance, kills 3 of those little rat things. I honestly don't know what they're called, so if you know, please tell me. Kill 3 of them, though. So the Rat BSB and the Warlock Engineer rush up, basically. Pretty confident and kill them, and this is what I wanted. I wanted to get rid of that BSB, so I wanted to, get rid of the ability to him to reroll that Steadfast on that tower, kill his general. Yeah, this is what I wanted. Unfortunately, he kills my archers, and he positions himself for a flank charge into the White Lions. And this is my turn, remember. So basically, he did this reform in my combat. It's going to be his turn next, and yeah, unless he got 3 1s, he's going to get there. And even if he didn't get 3 1s, he would block my way into the tower. Block the spearman, that is. So this is the end of turn 5. That flank is completely obliterated. It's his. You can see my spearman and the hell pit's back, sticking out from there. Of course, he makes the flank charge, and the Doom Wheel that killed my Fire Phoenix makes a rear charge into the White Lions. The White Lions have been nearly completely encircled. I'm like, oh gosh, this is not good. But I remember they're stubborn, but this is just, so I know I'm not going to win combat, but yeah, they're definitely in trouble. He got another misfire with the Doom Wheel, and the roll result, he did 2 wounds to it. So I was pretty grateful for that. I felt I needed something to pick me up. But also, I haven't been really talking about magic. If y'all noticed that, it's because both my mages and his Plague Priest is dead. His general's been trying to continuously he's been trying to cast the spell Curse of the Horned Rat on the White Lions, which basically turns the White Lions into rats. He needs a 25 for it to go off, and he hasn't been getting Irresistible Fourth, he just hasn't been getting 25. So, basically that's why I haven't been taking any pictures. No magic has been going on at this time. So this is the end of Skaven turn 6. He basically moves the wheel over a little bit, kind of shuffling the slaves over. Yeah. Bolt Thrower fires, wipes out that sneaky scout unit of rats. So all my spears charge into the Hell Pit, and my BSB does a wound. He never fails me. For whatever reason, though, the spearmen really refused to do anything this round of combat. I guess they were exhausted. But I needed a 6th wound, and as you can see, there's not 1 6 there. So I didn't put a wound on the Hell Pit. Yes, this definitely looks bleak. As you can notice in that picture, put 2 more wounds on the Doom Wheel. I kill his BSB and his Engineer, though, but look at the White Lions. They're literally being ground down to nothing. Of course, they pass their leadership on Stubborn from the BSB radius, and my BSB, of course, the Spearmen are steadfast, so they also pass their leadership. So, we go right into turn 7. Yep. Yeah, my table side gets really messy. I just kind of start leaving my bodies there, kind of start getting tired of walking over and putting them away. So my BSB, he does 2 more wounds on it, and he got 3 6s to wound. He passed one of those regens. Very excited about that. Got rid of the Doom Wheel. But yeah, look at the White Lions. Not much left. And the other Doom Wheel is coming around, and the slaves are coming around. Yep, I think you guys are going to know this result. Oh, High Elf turn 7. We just went straight to combat. There was no moving. No shooting. I think my Bolt Thrower did try to shoot at the Doom Wheel, but it was pointless. I can only do up to 3 wounds on it, even if I was able to wound it, because it has 6. Yeah, my White Lions literally fought to the last man. As I said they would at the beginning of this, because they're stubborn. Hell Pit kills 3 more Spearmen. Yep. And this is game at this point. It's, my Spearmen are alive, or my BSB and my Spearman Champion's alive. And my bolt thrower is alive as well, and it's really time for him to get out of there because it looks like the rats have taken the field. Yeah, it was definitely a Skaven victory. As I've just talked about, that fiery convocation. Forgetting about that, he forgot a lot of stuff too. He actually forgot to ring the bell. I think you do it in the start of the shooting phase or the end of the shooting phase. You roll to ring the bell, and he forgot that. He forgot that as well. So he made some mistakes. I made some mistakes. So I guess it kind of balanced out. But in all honesty, I just was not able to deal with 250 models. Just wasn't able to deal with that many people, especially in the Watchtower scenario when you got 50 slaves that go inside and you just can't get rid of them. They're on steadfast. They're on the rerollable leadership. Guys, please comment and tell me what I should have done with the white line. Should I just try to go inside the tower with them? I hope y'all see my process, what I was trying to do. I honestly thought the white lions could have got through the general's unit a lot faster, but just way too many people. An MVP for me, I would definitely say it was my High Elf Spears. You might argue and say, I think the White Lions deserve it. Yeah, but if you really think about it, they only fought a unit of slaves, and they fought the general's unit, but it was in the flank. So basically, in my opinion, they did what they were supposed to do. It was really the High Elf Spears that withstood the Furnace, the Plague Months, a Doom Wheel. They went and fought a Hell Pit. They did so much. There's 46 of them. They literally all died except for the Spearman Champion. Like I said, I really think High Elf Spears are some of the best core in the entire game. Yeah. And here's some 40k shots. There was a couple other games going on at the shop today, so it's always good to see the hobby of Warhammer, 40k or fantasy, being expanded. Eldar with a fortification something attachment. Buddy's playing Eldar right there. He did a great job on the fortification paint job. His Wraith Knight looks awesome. There's some Warp Spiders. I think those are the Wraith Guard. I haven't played 40k in a while, so I know Eldar are just really, really freaking good now with their new codex. Back overview, yeah, he's fighting Necrons. You can see the Necron planes back there. He won this game, by the way. I think he tabled the Necron player. So, and there was another fantasy game going on, not to do with our campaign, just a friendly one. Empire and Dwarfs. The Dwarf player was a very new player. As you can see, the models aren't painted, but the Empire player, he's very experienced. He plays Empire, Vampire Counts, and Wood Elves. He's kind of playing a friendly game, showing the ropes to the new guy. Yeah, swordsman right there. Alright, guys, well, that was my, my defeat against the Skaven. I knew it was going to happen, really by turn 3 or 4. I tried my best. Let me know what you guys think. Appreciate watching. Please subscribe, comment, like it. Give me some tips and pointers. Alright, I'll see you guys later.